watching Morning at NTV.
Morning at NTV, we're live from Kampala Serena Conference Center. The conversation is about financial inclusion. So as efforts to increase financial inclusion rise to the forefront, financial technology has been able to raise to the forefront of this challenge. And one of these has been payment processors. To help us understand what payment processors do, we have Moses Abindabizemu, the Chief Marketing Officer of Cellulant. And this morning we're talking about financial inclusion. Good morning, Moses.
Good morning.
It's good to see you. Today I'm talking money.
Pleasure is mine.
The conversation is great.
I'm glad to talk about things that transform Africans.
I love the fact that we have had this conversation before we went on air. The motto of Cellulant is totally Pan-African.
Completely, yeah.
I find comfort to have this conversation. God knows how. So for starters, Moses, what does the payment processor do, and what is the process like for starters?
Great. So let me just make it quite simple.
Okay.
So what happens is that every other day you have a business.
Yeah.
And you all, as consumers come to your shop, they want to make payments.
Yeah.
It could be in a physical shop, it could be on a website,
yeah,
it could be on an app. So ideally, you as a consumer, what you expect that when you go to that shop or that website and you like a good and you want to pay for it,
yeah,
you should be able to pay with your preferred payment option.
So
if your money is on...
Keyword is preferred.
Yes.
Nice.
Preferred payment option.
Yes.
So if your money is on an MTN mobile money, Airtel money,
yeah,
or in a bank account, or on a Visa or MasterCard, that business or that shop owner should be able to accept it. So now you can pay me with mobile money or with card or with a bank transfer.
Yeah.
So what happens is that you find across Africa, there are hundreds of such payment options. So now a merchant, we call them merchants. It could be a physical store or an online platform or an online website or an online business.
Yeah.
So for a payment, for you to be able to make that payment, the merchant should be able to accept them. For them to accept them, because there are so many,
yeah,
it becomes a little bit complicated.
Because I have to keep downloading every other app, every country I go to.
So idea what happens is that for us, we aggregate all those into one. You're saying instead of you as a merchant connecting to, let's say in Ugandan context, connecting to MTN mobile money, connecting to Airtel money,
or Safaricom in Nairobi,
M-Pesa, then you connect to Airtel.
Yes.
Idea what you do is that you just connect to Cellulant.
Nice.
And for us, we have connections, all those payment options. So now for you as a merchant to just say, I only need to connect to Cellulant, and then it gives me access to all payment options, so that your customers can come and find all of them available.
So if I'm from here and I go to Lilongwe,
yes,
and I'm buying something maybe at the airport in Lilongwe, does Cellulant work there? If it's around Africa.
So we work in 35 African countries.
Nice.
Angola is one of them. Zambia is one of them. Malawi is one of them. So idea what happens when you go there, we have locally relevant payment methods where Malawians, Zambians, Angolans, Kenyans, South Africans prefer to pay. Yeah. When you're in Uganda, you prefer to pay with your locally relevant payment options. Yeah. So when anyone connects through our platform or our gateway, we call it Ting, which is our payment gateway called Ting, T-I-N-G.
Yes.
You find that all your preferred payment options are there. Okay. So now as a merchant, you don't have to struggle to say, let me call someone MTN, call someone Airtel, give me this code, give me this code, Visa, MasterCard, can you come to my shop? Even some of the businesses are so small that they may not be given attention by those big businesses.
Oh yeah, sure.
You understand?
And they miss out.
And they miss out a lot. So we just simply give you one platform or one code, and then when your customers come with that code, you just pay with one code, and then you find all the payment options, and you're able to get all your
services and
all your payments. Customers can pay you, then we give you what we call your merchant tools. You can have a dashboard. That you see how all your transactions are flowing at the end of the day. You see, today I made 5 million Uganda shillings. You do not care whether it came from MTN, Airtel, Visa, MasterCard.
What matters? It's on my account.
It's on my, and the next day we just put it on your account.
Oh.
So that is, so we simplify that fragmentation and take it away to make sure that you can be able to access your payments from your consumers with ease. Clear comfort.
So in Uganda and East Africa, to be at large, we have a tendency to like our money in cash.
Yes.
I love to feel my money here so that when I go to Kasarano, Kiambo, and I say I'm going to eat something, I pull out my money. Yeah. How are you handling this issue with mindset, change and be attitudes towards cash and cashless kind of economies?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question, and that's a big job that we have to do. Yeah. Generally, as people in the digital space. Yeah. People need to understand the value of not carrying cash. There are so many risks associated with it. Yeah. From your experience today, if you got out of your home with 50,000 note, by the time you go back home, chances that once you do,
I don't even reach in Tinder. Before I reach in Tinder, it's gone. Yeah.
But also there are security issues. Anytime someone can steal it from you. Oh yeah. But every time you adopt a digital payment option or storing your money digitally. Every day you show your money is safe. Even if you lose your SIM card, even if you lose your ATM, you know that your money is always safe. Yeah. So it's a matter of awareness, first of all, for people to understand that actually it's more valuable and safer for you to carry money digitally. That's number one. Number two, for businesses, it is important to understand the value of allowing or accepting digital payments. If you think about it, as real hustlers in our
I love the word. Hustlers is the key.
in our normal context.
Yes, I see you.
In our normal African context.
African context, yeah.
You wake up at 7 a.m., open your shop, you want to close around 9, 10 p.m. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And imagine you've made your 1 million Uganda shillings, and then you have to carry that money home. You're not sure.
That's risky.
You're not so sure who you're going to meet. Yeah. Right? So ideally, the more you accept digital payments, the more you take away the risk. Oh, yeah. And ensure that your money is always safe all the time. But more important, for us to drive, growth and take people out of poverty, you have observed that over time, any business that adopts digital payment processing or accepts digital payments, their business grows almost between 40 to 50%. Wow. More than those that don't adopt. And these numbers tally. If you find that
it creates a little bit of financial discipline, and there is a lot of safety in accounting in a way.
Correct. I'll come to that. So when you think about it, is that one of the reasons of people not growing in their businesses is lack of access to credit. Yeah. Right? Has it ever occurred to you why salary earners get loans without any security?
Because
because their payments can be traced. Yes. You work at NTV, you know, this is how much you earn, the bank can trace it, they can see your records, and they're able to give you credit.
You're bankable.
You're very bankable. Now, if a business does not have any trace of their payments, and he's relying on, I've collected 1 million, tomorrow I'll go to the bank and deposit it. That is the only track that the bank has.
High risk.
Chances are that even when you come in the morning, you have to buy more goods. So if you collect the 1 million, maybe you will have to buy goods of 900,000 run for that day. So that means you only bank 100,000. So the bank never gets to know your real worth.
Your real worth. Oh yeah.
But if that 1 million was being digitized, that means every time someone is paying using digital means, either with mobile money or with card, with bank transfer, that payment is traceable. Money is coming to your account every single day.
So we know how much.
Exactly. And then you can move money from your account, and then you're able to buy all the things you want to buy.
Now, your conversation is very much more business to business. Yeah. I'm looking at now me, Jua Kali. Yes. I don't want to work with a lot of money. Personally, I don't move with cash. Yes. I try as much as I can, but here I am. I'm in Lilongwe. I love Lilongwe for one or two reasons. I'll tell you later. Yeah. I'm in Lilongwe and I want to buy this particular good. Yeah. But I'm not a business. I'm just a person. Yeah. Can I still access Cellulant and run with it?
So what happens is that for us, we provide a payment platform for businesses to allow you to make a payment to them with ease. Oh. One of the biggest challenges you experience while trying to make a payment is that you go to a shop and they say, here I only accept MTN mobile money. Yeah. And yet you have Airtel money. Yes. So what do? They tell you just go out, withdraw, and then come and pay cash.
That's so not convenient.
Exactly. So we're saying that we should allow you as a consumer to find that you can make a payment
with my preferred option.
With your preferred option. And we give that accessibility, that facility to the business or the shop to allow the consumer to be able to pay with ease. So that's exactly what we focus on, because we think about it this way. Every business or every shop receives between 50 to 100 people per day on average. Some supermarkets actually got the tunes almost 1,000. Right? So it's if you want to transform a society, then you begin from where they visit most. You understand? So if you entire day, someone receives 100 people, it is more effective for me to say, those 100 people, how do I digitize them? I just focus on that business and make sure that business can accept the digital payment, so the consumers can also start adopting. Okay, now I should no longer carry cash, because that grocery next door where I always buy my bread from can always accept digital payments.
Oh yeah.
So that is how over time you find the millions of business of the billions of Africans, the 1.3 billion Africans that we have, are able now to start adopting digital payments, because their payment options are accessible and available at the outlets where they want to pay.
And the world is changing. So, Moses, you are a competition for the telecoms that also handle your payments. So how do you deal with this? Because it appears like they're like your third parties, if I should say, or partners?
So we call them partners.
Partners, yes. So how are you handling that in a way?
So ideally we are partners, because if you think about it, is that they are in Uganda, or if you go to Tanzania next door, if you go to Kenya, if you go to Ghana, it's not only one payment service provider. It's not only one MNO.
There are many,
You understand? And MTN will not go and promote Airtel in your business. It won't. They will just focus on MTN. Airtel will focus on MTN. Stanbic will focus on Stanbic. You understand? So what we do is that we aggregate all of them. We have connections to all of them,
and you bring them
and
together.
bring them together, so that this business does not have to have 10 codes in their shop. You've entered a shop or a pharmacy and you find a code for MTN, a code for Airtel, a code for
That's too much clutter.
A code for Visa, a code for MasterCard. It's just with just one code.
And
you can accept all those payments, and at the end of the day, you have all your think about the convenience of a business, or a cashier is very busy, and he receives money on MTN, he has to check his phone. Then his SMS has the SMS come. Then Visa, MasterCard, he has to swipe, and then he has to
if the network is off,
and then he keeps it. When there's an issue, he has to call all those different businesses. So we're saying that with just Ting, you receive all those on one payment platform. You don't need to hustle to call anyone in case anything fails. Just call Ting. That's it.
And things are done.
And things are done. So that we treat them as partners. Because without them, then there is no business. There's no business.
So let's talk about COVID-19. Did COVID-19 in any way affect your business?
Actually, COVID-19 accelerated our business.
How?
Because if you think about it, people now started to dissociate themselves from cash.
They wanted to do things online.
Because cash was risky in terms of health.
True.
The more you touch cash, the more you can exposed to that disease. So actually, it helped us create more adoption of digital payments. And once digital payments adoption increases, then of course that accelerates the use of paying with digital. So actually, COVID-19 was, let me call it a blessing in disguise.
It was a blessing in disguise.
Yes.
So how does one join Ting or Cellulant? So do we go to the App Store and we download this app, or do we go to our Google Spaces, or is there a website we can actually go to, and how do we keep in touch with you?
Good. So we have ting.africa.
Okay.
So if you have a business and either you're collecting online or you have we have, let me call them 3 options. The first option is that you have a website or you have an app.
Ting.africa.
So that's a website you have as Chamageo Limited, right?
Okay, yes.
And you're selling suits, or you're selling shoes, and you post them online. You want customers to come and then find your suit and like it, and they put it in the cart, and then they want to be able to pay online without having to interface, right? So what you do is that you go on our website, say ting.africa, and then you connect to us. So you say start accepting payments. You just get your details. We get your normal basic KYC, and then in an instant.
You're in business.
You integrate to our portal and you start collecting.
Okay.
But there's a more interesting one, which has not been very well popularized in Uganda, in Africa, and I think we more of the pioneers. Ideally, and then bearing in mind, of course, people who don't have smartphones. We're using USSD.
Nice.
To allow businesses to accept things. So what happens if you have a shop and
in Owino Market,
and you're selling groceries, or you have a supermarket, or you have a bar, or you have a restaurant, or you have a hotel, as long as you're receiving payments from more than from your consumers. So you still also go on our website as a business, so Sting.Africa, start accepting payments, then we connect you to our platform, we auto-generate for you a code.
Okay, and then you send me the code.
So we send you the code. So you just display the code, and the customers will just dial *223, start put in the code that you need, in code, put the amount, and then the customer can pay with MTN, their preferred option.
Wow.
And that, frankly, if you think about a business, that convenience of saying, if you're here, the business will go on. You'll be checking on your phone, how is my business
you can
doing?
know.
You don't have to bother to go and say, how much did you make today? Do you still have stock? You see how much they have sold, so you can be able to now.
The tracking is easier.
Extremely very easy. And the next day in 24 hours, by about 4 p.m., you have your money in your account, and that becomes a continuous cycle.
Wow.
We believe with that innovation of those solutions,
you're finding solutions.
We should be able to create access for as many Ugandans, as many Africans as possible.
Well, there you have it. That is Moses Abindabizemu, the Chief Marketing Officer at Cellulant. My colleagues in Lilongwe, and when the next time I actually come down, they just so you know that I'm actually going to use this for business owners. I think when it gets to the new dimensions of the business dynamics and financial inclusion, we need to embrace such kind of innovations that can expedite us to the next level. So find some time, log on to www.ting. It's TING.Africa. That's the website. Go in and get to understand more of these. Acquaint yourself with more information that you can make your businesses